Juan Soto or no Juan Soto, the Yankees need to make one change in the infield. What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. So, there's a lot of chatter going on right now. The GM meetings were just happened this week. Brian Cashman was talking about pitching, was talking about everything. Juan Soto, and we know that Juan Soto's meeting with Steve Cohen. Him and Scott Boras are meeting with Steve Cohen. The Mets, this is all due diligence. We knew this was going to happen anyway. And there's a lot of chatter going around the Yankees right now. One of the things we did find out is that they're going to be heavily involved in the relief pitching market. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. Right? I wanted to talk about a specific Juan Soto situation. I'm going to have Ryan Garcia on tomorrow from Fireside Yankees tomorrow night. And we're going to talk about, what the Yankees do bring in Juan Soto, what the Yankees don't bring in Juan Soto, or bring back, I should say. Because both the scenarios, it's a 50-50 chance right now, right? I'm confident that they will, but you never know, okay? Just make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. And if you are, make sure all your notifications are turned on. That way you don't miss when we go live, when I have special guests on, you don't miss news. I want you to make sure that you're in the loop with everything when it comes to Yankees. And I thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Now, one of the things I want to say, one thing needs to change with this Juan Soto situation. Obviously, he's priority number one, right? If he does come back, then I think Jazz Chisholm needs to play second. Okay? If he doesn't come back, I think Aaron Judge needs to play right field. And let me explain why. Soto doesn't have as strong of an arm as Aaron Judge. It's not as fast as Aaron Judge either. But a lot of these balls are hit to right field. And we're going to need a cutoff man with a strong arm. And in terms of arm strength, Jazz has the strongest infield arm on the team. And if Juan Soto comes back and plays right field, I think Jazz Chisholm needs to play second base. Because of that reason. It'll be the cutoff, get to the ball, and get to home plate quicker. One of the things we've had issues with is cutoff man communication, infield communication, and so on and so forth. And he's a plus defender at second base. Now, on the flip side, if Aaron Judge plays right field, so let's just say Juan Soto doesn't come back and Judge plays right field, then I think I'm more okay with Caleb Durbin playing second base if they go down that road. And I know there's other talks right now. Alex Bregman is willing to play second and so on and so forth. But none of this stuff is going to happen unless they clear more payroll beyond what they've already cleared already. Okay, Garrett Cole's already taken $36 million of what's coming out. Juan Soto, let's just say 45 or 50 million right there. Beyond him, the Yankees haven't addressed the bullpen or the infield. And if Juan Soto doesn't come back, then they have to address the outfield too. So, which they'd have money to do that. But if he does come back, they still need to address the infield. And if Jazz Chisholm plays second, they need to address third, and they need to address first. Jazz Chisholm plays third, and Durbin plays second, they still need to address first. Right? Now, I'm confident with Jason Dominguez in left field right now. He has speed, and I think he'll be a fine option. But I think the best option here, in all honesty, is if Soto does come back, like I said, Jazz Chisholm in second, they can make an investment either in free agency or in the trade market for third base. Okay, most likely in the trade market. I see them being quite active in trades and in free agency this offseason. So stay tuned. We're going to hear in the next couple of days about Roki Sazaki, whether he gets posted or not. And we're going to hear some other things too in the next several weeks heading up to the winter meetings. So stay tuned, right? But I think the realignment of the infield has to happen whether Juan Soto comes back or not. Because they need to maximize getting the ball from the outfield to the infield to get in the home plate. If there's an extra base hit, the ball hit down the gap and so on, or down the line or in the gap and so on and so forth. And if Juan Soto's in right field, we need a stronger arm at second base to cut him off to get the ball to home plate. On the flip side, if Jason Dominguez is in left field, that means what? Jazz Chisholm's likely better suited at third base. And if he still is at second, then they need to address third base with somebody who's capable of playing defense and relaying the ball from the outfield to the infield to home plate. Ha-Sung Kim is an option from the Padres. He won't cost as much as Alex Bregman. He won't cost as much as Willie Adames. Okay, he's also not attached to a qualifying offer like these other guys are. Okay, and we need to talk about Pete Alonso. Brian Cashman's already talking to Scott Boras about Pete Alonso. To me, this is due diligence. I don't see the fit here with Pete Alonso. And the fact of the matter is, the Yankees are going to have to go non-tender some players if Juan Soto comes back. But at the same token, they cannot wait until potentially February to make moves while they wait for Juan Soto to make his decision. That cannot happen. The holes they still have to fill are still there. And the longer they wait, the less chance they're going to have to fill these holes because guys are going to want to sign with teams. They're going to want to get. They're going to want to be there in spring training. And if guys need to move, they're going to need to move and so on and so forth. This stuff has to be factored in. Okay? So if I'm the Yankees, they've already known they're going to be aggressive in free agency. I hope they're aggressive early and check that box. Okay? And a couple of names we mentioned, Tanner Scott, Jeff Hoffman. I still, if strikeouts are an interest, I would be looking at David Robertson. He's older. He had 99 Ks in 70 innings. Okay, I would be looking at Kirby Yates. He's also 1.17 ERA. Yes, he's an older pitcher, but these guys can be probably had on one-year deals. And if they want to add another power arm like Hoffman, if you combine Hoffman with one of these guys, that's a pretty good add to the bullpen because we don't know if Tim Hill's going to come back right now. But I'm confident in the Yankees' ability to find another Tim Hill because this is what they do every single year, especially through whatever, right? The dumpster diving, whatever they call it, whatever folks like to call it. But they're good at bringing new relievers in, making them better. They're good at that. So I'm confident whether Tim Hill comes back, I'm confident whether Tim Hill doesn't come back. But it's some of these other guys, non-tender candidates. If you want to clear payroll, you got Trent Grisham is going to make about $6 million. Okay, you've got Jose Trevino. I think he's going to make $4 million. Nestor Cortez about $6 million. Okay, I think they will try to trade some of these guys and get some value back. But these guys are all arbitration players, so they're non-tender candidates. So I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. They want to clear another $15-20 million. They can do it like that. But who are they going to replace them with is the question. Can they replace them on the cheap? Can they replace them in-house? Because I don't see them bringing up more than one player in-house. And that one player is probably Caleb Durbin for second base if Jazz Chisholm stays the third. Right? I can't see them bringing in two in-house prospect infielders. Not for a team that wants to win. Go back to the World Series. They cannot do that. Not right now. So give me your thoughts on this. Okay? Again, a lot of this revolves around what Soto does, but Soto or not, the Yankees need to have the right pairing in the infield. Okay? And what I like about Ha-Seong Kim is his versatility. So he can play third while Jazz plays second. On the flip side, he can play second while Jazz plays third. So he's a guy that I think would be an appealing option here. He's only 29, and he's a pretty solid contact hitter. He runs the bases like crazy, okay, just like Caleb Durbin does. So that's an option. That is a good option. He could probably lead off as well. We'd have to replace, because the fact of the matter is, we have to replace Alex Verdugo's offense in the outfield, and we have to replace Gleyber Torres' offense in the infield. Okay, that has to happen one way or the other. Whether the Yankees do it at third base or first base or second base, they have to replace it. Okay, and Verdugo and the same thing. And if Soto leaves, they have to replace Verdugo and Soto. But there's not a single player in the game that would have the impact that Juan Soto has, which is why obviously he's priority number one. But that doesn't mean ignore priority number 2, 3, and 4. They cannot do that. But the realignment in the infield has to be a smart one, in my opinion. Okay, we have to have guys who can intercept cutoff throws on either side of the infield, second base or third base or shortstop or whatever. Okay, Volpe's there at shortstop, but the second base and third baseman, particularly. We need to have guys that can intercept cutoff throws and get it to home plate quick. We've given up way too many runs on poor cutoff relationship, poor cutoff connections, and poor cutoff throws. Way too many runs. Okay, this is why we need arm strength and speed, the ability to transfer the ball from catching it to throwing it really quickly. Jazz Chisholm's got an arm, a very good arm, so that would make it a little bit easier for him to throw the ball, whether he's playing a third or second. But we need the guy on the other side to do the same thing. Okay, and clearly we need a new first baseman too. Now that remains to be seen. But you let me know in the comments, gang. What would you do at first, second, potentially third? How would you align this? If Soto's in right field or Judge is in right field? Because if Judge is in right field, then I want Jazz at third base. Okay? I want strong arm on both sides of the field. If Soto's in right field, I want Jazz at second base. I think it's a better realignment. Okay? And the fact of the matter is, too, Caleb Durbin's a plus infielder. Juan Soto's a plus outfielder. Okay? Doesn't make a lot of errors. His fielding percentage high. Yes, he doesn't get the balls the way that. We don't need him to be Jim Edmonds. Okay? We don't. We need him to be Juan Soto. Okay? We don't have a Jim Edmonds on this team. Aaron Judge, the plus defender, clearly, too, whether it's center or right. But at some point, he's going to be, a better candidate to replace Giancarlo Stanton at the DH spot. Forget about first base. Okay? Forget about Judge at first base. I don't see the point. Okay? I want to maximize his bat. I want to keep him healthy. I think going from the outfield to DH is probably the best avenue for Aaron Judge. But you let me know whether you agree or disagree. Okay, that has to happen, I think, in a few years, but not just yet, because he's still a plus defender and he's still producing offense at the highest level. So, but Soto or not, how do you realign this infield and why? Let's talk about it. Have a good day. If any news comes out today, you're going to get it. Peace.